Name that tune. Bum, 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 bum. If you can hear me, if you please let us know. Just say yes, you can hear us. Here comes Paige. There's lots of you guys coming in. This is great. This is going to be a full house. Bum, 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 bum. CCCAEC. Wow. Now there's an acronym. Bronco, you'll have to put that in the database. Nobody but she and I knows what we're talking about right now, but at the end of this workshop, you will. Guaranteed. I'm watching everybody come in. And Veronica, it's 12 o'clock. It's a little after 12, so I'm gonna let folks in if they pop through here, and I'm gonna let you take over here.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for the OTAN Resources for Adult Education with Melinda Holt as the presenter. Just to go over a few things with you, if there are any questions, as you have been posting in the chat pod, please continue to post questions related to the webinar in that pod, and we will answer them as they come up. Melinda has gone over the sound, so for anyone who have just entered the room, if you're having trouble with your sound, please try pressing either a white or green sound icon. It's at the top in the middle of your screen. That should unmute your sound and you'll be able to hear everyone. If not, please close Adobe Connect and re-enter the room, or try using another browser such as Safari for Mac users, Chrome, Internet Explorer, or Edge. Please use a computer or laptop for audio. Headset is preferred for sound. If you are unable to use sound through your computer, please use the dial in only from your computer, and then you can call in on your landline, and we have provided the 800 number as well as the passcode to get in. If you have any support requests related to this webinar or unrelated to this webinar, but you are in need of support from AEBG tab, please feel free to contact us on the website by clicking the request support button, or you can email us at tab@aebg.org or call our 800 number. At the end of this webinar, you will receive a link. A screen will pop up with our evaluation. Please fill out our evaluation. We're looking for your feedback to provide you with more technical assistance and professional development, and just give us some general feedback about how the webinar went for you. If you have any other questions, like I said, please post into the chat pod, and now I'll hand it back to Melinda, who will get started with the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, Veronica, just to let you know, I hit the record button. So I think I did that right. Okay, everybody, so OTAN Resources for Adult Education. OTAN is one of the 3 now leadership projects in California. We are federally funded by the California Department of Education, and I'm going to explain that here in a little bit. Just for grins, how many of you, now I'm going to ask a question, but I don't want you to answer yet. Okay, I'm going to ask you in a way so that you can answer yes or no. Okay, so I want to know if you're an OTAN member. If you are currently registered on the OTAN website, type yes. If you are not, type no. And don't worry about it. If you're not, you can still come to the website or this webinar. So I just want to get a feel for who is and who isn't. So we've got a few yeses coming in, a couple no's. Okay, ooh, a few more no's. All right. So we should get a lot of yeses and noses. Just because I'd like to know if everyone is a member or not. And again, oh, I don't know. Okay, Thomas. You might be and you don't know. That's valid. So if you don't know, just type a question mark or I don't know, as Thomas did. All righty. Here we go, and I'm going to give you 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okie dokie. All right, so some of you are, it looks like more of you aren't though, so that's great. So we're going to be teaching you all about what you can get or some of the services that OTAN can provide for you. So I am currently showing a slideshow for using Google Slides, and you should see that on your screen, this first slide. My name is Melinda Holt. I'm a project specialist too, technology integrator. I'm actually funded through AEBG TAP and through OTAN, and part of my job is to do trainings. So I get to do online webinars, and I also get to go to sites and do different workshops for folks, and we'll get more into that here in a sec. I've been with the Sacramento County office for, oh boy, 30 years, believe it or not. And if you want to know more than that about me, give me an email and I will type out my whole history for you. Okay? Come on. Here we go. The slide didn't want to. There we go. So the Outreach and Technical Assistance Network began in 1989 at Hacienda de la Puente Unified School District, and then it moved here to SCOE, the Sacramento County Office of Education. The three main components of OTAN are electronic collaboration, instructional technology, and distance learning. And our vision is to lead California adult education in the integration of technology into the educational process, blah, 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 blah. So that is what OTAN is about. And like I said before, OTAN is one of the 3 leadership projects in California. Right now, I'm going to show you a video, but in order to do that, hang on just a sec. There we go. I'm going to come back into the room, and our layout is going to change. So you're going to lose your chat. Okay? I'm just warning you ahead of time, so if you're typing anything right now, stop. I'm going to go to a different layout. I'm going to cross my fingers that you can hear this as I do.
OTAN supports adult educators integrating technology into the classroom. OTAN helps educators stay connected. It provides support for curriculum and technology. It shares and supports online courses for distance learning. It offers free professional development. It highlights educational successes and promising practices. And OTAN has a collection of research and reference materials. OTAN, Outreach and Technical Assistance Network, is your statewide leadership project to support the adult education field in California. Visit the OTAN website to set up your free online membership.
All right. Now we're going to go back to the lobby, actually to presentation. And I have to go back and share the screen. While I'm here and I can see the chat, was everybody able to hear the chat? or hear I'm sorry, not hear the chat, of course. Hear the video, though? Yes, good. Good. Okay. So that gives you a quick overview of what OTAN does. That's our promo video, and that's actually the short one. So I'm going to go back to the slideshow here. And here's the team. Joyce Hinkson is our director. We have a training and projects team with Branca, Penny, Blair, and myself. We have the web software and database development. That's Randy, Yolanda, John, and Zhong. And we have multimedia design and design of the website would be Doug and Michael. Our support staff, we couldn't do anything without them. That would be Cheryl, Patricia, and Michael Boyer. So that's our team here at the OTAN site. And here, newly created actually within about 6 months ago, was the Adult Education Division at the Sacramento County Office of Education. This is most of the staff involved in the Adult Ed, and Adult Ed is comprised of the CAREC, our own consortium here in the Sacramento County. Was it Capital Area Region Consortium? I probably messed that up. The Outreach and Technical Assistance Network and AEBG TAP is also located here. So that's our division. OTAN. It requires membership. Now, some of you said that you were members and some of you weren't, and that's okay. OTAN is free. Membership, all you have to do is go onto the site and go to the preferences area, and you can register right there. After you register, you're going to be asked, do you want any of these publications, the Teacher's Digest, the Administrator's Digest? So if you're an administrator, you might want to get that digest because the articles related in it will just be about administration issues for adult education. Teacher's Digest, you're going to get things like how to create different lesson plans, some web sightings, some different ideas on how to get technology into the classroom. And there's also all of these notifications where you can get notified every time there's a professional development training in the area or that's happening regarding career tech or parenting or whatever those categories are. So you get to decide how much information you get. And again, it's just it's an email. It might have a link in it that takes you to another site. But you don't have to open it. If you see this from OTAN, oh God, I don't have time to read this, you can delete it, right? So it's better to have those things checked than not, so that you get the information that you need for adult ed. And we're going to go right into educational resources. So teaching with technology. This is a tool. I'm not sure why this isn't showing up. This is a tool on the site where you basically choose a program area, then you choose some filters, and then you get a whole list of websites that pertain to those program areas and filters that you listed. Now, if you want to follow along, I'm going to do this so I can show you what it does. If you want to follow along in a separate browser window, you would open up another browser window and you can watch me or listen to me do this off to the side if you want to do that. Otherwise, just watch. Okay, if you're not comfortable opening up two windows and trying to figure out which browser you're on, then don't do it. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. This is the Teaching with Technology tool. So from here, I'm going to choose ESL. So I choose the program ESL. Now I can add filters if I want to. So I can add levels, I can add subjects, I can decide the standards, and if you click on these standard links, you can actually you can choose just point 2 of the basic communication standard, or you can select all of it. And this will automatically select, it doesn't look like it, but it does, it selects point 1 and point 2. So you get to select what standards you want, and I'm just going to do, let's just see, grammar and reading, okay, and we're just going to do all levels, and we're going to see what comes up. We hit the search button. Now these are the websites that OTAN has researched, and when I say OTAN, I mean the OTAN teachers. Temp exempts go in, they find these websites for us, and then they tell us how they use them. And if you click on this link, or if you click on this link, whatever link you click on a link, you're going to see an activity, you're going to see the preparation, you're going to see how to use it, you're going to see some teacher tips, you're going to get the website that you can actually click on and open. And here are the keywords that go with this this teaching tool, okay? And if I click on browser extensions, oh, it closes up. It didn't do what I thought it would, so don't worry about it. So I'm going to go back. All right, so here we go. So this is a Teaching with Technology. This is a resource on the OTAN website that is within the teaching tools area. So while we're here, I'm going to show you, this is the OTAN, okay? So if I click on this, I go home. These are the areas that we have currently on this website. We've got Ed Technology, Teaching Tools, Research and Reference, People and Organization, Laws, and Funding and Jobs. Whenever you see a little lock, it means that you have to have a member in order to get to the Lesson Plan Builder or get to, well, nothing in there. We'll go over here into preferences, okay? You have to have an account. Getting account, I referred to this earlier, if you click on preferences, all you have to do is register. And we ask you a few questions, you put in your email address, and that's all you have to do. So right now, I can't use some of the locked tools. All I have to do is enter my email address because I do have an account, if I can type it correctly. Go. And I don't ever let browsers remember me, it's just a thing with me, and then I sign in. And here's my sign in. Because I clicked on preferences, that's where it took me. But from here now, none of these things that are with a little lock on it will be locked for me. I'll be able to get to them. So whenever you see something on OTAN that has a lock on it, you have to be signed in. If you're not signed in, go ahead and sign in, and you'll be able to get to the tool. If you're not signed in because you don't have an account, all you have to do is create one. And here's all the information that we ask for. OTAN doesn't give out any of your information, so don't worry about that. And it's really easy to create an account, so just do it. From oh, here's an example. Part of this presentation, because I wasn't sure, because I repurpose presentations, and I might go to a site that doesn't have internet access, or it's pretty clunky, I put in examples. So here's an example of the teaching with technology. I already did one for you by going to the site, but here's another one that if you chose program area English as a second language and then entered a keyword, close or close, it doesn't matter if it's uppercase or lowercase, you would get this close test creator. And then from there, here's the link to the site, but then all the descriptors are here as well. So, and then when you click on the site, there we go. So you can do, most of the tools here will be freemium. I don't know if you've ever heard that word before. Freemium means it's free, but if you want to add a little few bells and whistles, they are going to charge you for those. So there's usually a freemium version and a premium version. So most of these tools that we have here are going to be free up to a point. You might have some kind of a quota that you're allowed, and then once you reach the threshold, you'll have to pay up, basically. And I think we might have a question here. Hang on just a sec. Let's see if I can do this without messing things up. Nope. Okay. So, next slide. So more sites that I found when I was doing this this presentation, cdlponline.org. That is a site that has activities for English language learners. They are split up into categories, and each category has a list of stories. Each story has the original story or the full story and a basic story. So the full story is actually a news story that we were able to get from KXTV10, a local news station. They allowed us to use these stories, and then we would rewrite them to a 5th to 6th grade reading level. After the student reads the stories, there are activities that they can do, like learn new words. You do have to have Flash on these activities, and I kept this here for a reason because I wanted you to see this. All of these activities are Flash based. If you install Flash, you will have to allow it within your browser. Most browsers don't just automatically play Flash Player anymore. They make you accept their terms, basically, in order to get it to work. So it's not hard, but it kind of throws some people off. So if your language learners aren't as techy as the average, you might have to lead them through the trail on how to install Flash on the browser itself. So, but the activities are pretty slick. You'll have to take my word for it because I'm not going to install Flash on this one. It takes just a little too much time. All right. The CnaEnglish.org site is also a good one where, again, there are lessons. These are all in Flash. You can, there are also videos. Oh, I don't think these were repurposed. So same idea though, if you install Flash, you'll be able to see these. Should have tested that out before. Here's another site, usalearns.org, which goes to the wrong website, of course. It's usalearns.org. And what we did here, or what this site has, are stories from, if anybody's familiar with Putting English to Work, that series of lessons, along with English for All, along with the CDLP site that we just saw, the news stories, All of those are placed in here so that you can, the students can learn English, and it's free. They do need to register, so they need an email address. They need to be able to remember their password. After they sign in, well, I'm not going to show you this. There's lots of activities. There are over, 900, I believe, activities per course, and there are 3 courses right now. So lots of activities. It's free. There's also a teacher's backend, and all of this I found using the Teaching with Technology tool. So that is a free tool on the OTAN website where you can find sites that your students can use, or you can find sites that you can use as a teacher. Let's go back here. What else is on the OTAN site? Web-based activities. Oh, you know what? Now I remember what that question mark was for. That was to allow you to ask questions. Does anybody have any questions they would like to ask so far? I'm going to give you a couple seconds here. See if I see anybody typing. Oh, we have some typists. And just so you don't think you lost me, I'm going to keep talking. Citizenship resources. Yes, there are, and you can do a search for those on the Teaching with Technology tool. Let's see if I can get back there. Hang on just a sec. Boom. If you remember, and if we type in the word citizenship to OTAN, and actually I was going to show you this later, but now this is a good segue. So what I did was I went to the OTAN site, and there's a little search area here. Let me see if I can make that bigger. There we go. So right up in the bar, the toolbar up here, if you type citizenship, and I did this already, but this is so you can actually see it. So you type citizenship, hit your enter key, and all of these resources are available, and it tells you where they're at, or it gives you a link to them. So Thomas, I think that answered your question. If you actually wanted to do the Teaching with Technology tool, I've got to go back to 100%, otherwise it's not going to show up. There we go. Well, that's interesting. There it is. So these are the program areas that we have: ABE, ESL, ASE, and ASE High School Diploma. You would probably go into the ESL area. You can't do a specific, you have to choose a program area, and then when you get to the keywords, wow, what happened here? Let me try this again. Because naturally when you're showing something, that's when it bombs, right? Okay, so I'm just going to choose a program area, and I'm going to go down to keywords. Okay, so from here I'm going to type citizenship without anything else, because I really just want to know what is on the site. Wow. There we go. So we have a couple of things here. We have 14 items that are in the Teaching with Technology related to citizenship. If we click on one, here's an example site, example documents, activity description, prep, how to, same as it was for the other examples that I gave you. So yes, you can get to citizenship resources. Long answer, right? But I'm using 2 different tools here. I use Teaching with Technology, and I actually just use the search on the OTAN site. Okay? All right, great. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint or the slides. Web-based class activities. These are really cool because what happens here is teachers will let us know how they use online resources and how they use the technology. And some of the teachers get really into it, and they create like this little mini lesson plan, like Christy Reyes. She's the bomb. So I went to this month's, or actually last month's, web-based activity. This one is based on TED Ed. For those of you that know that TED Talks, You've got the videos that explain something. It was like 20 minutes, or actually less than that, 5 to 10 minutes of video, and it talks about a topic. There's TED Ed, where they have lessons, video-based lessons. So Christy did this on TED Ed, and there's all kinds of resources here. And I'm gonna try and go in a little bit so that you can see it better. So all of this is part of that article that Christy wrote. She really went to town on this and how to customize. Lots of information here. At the bottom of every month, you'll see a new one, sometimes more, but at least once a month. And then we have the last 10 activities are also left on that same page. Now, Christy's article was very long, so I had to scroll down a lot, but it's usually not that long. You can see the last 10 activities, but then if you keep going down, you can actually browse articles by program. So Thomas, you jumped in, you wanted citizenship. I'm going to go ahead and click on ESL and citizenship, and here are all the web-based activities according to that criteria, the ESL and citizenship. So there's probably going to be something here as well. Some of this might even be in the TWT, the Teaching with Technology. So again, lots of ideas that teachers have put together, and then we post them on the OTAN site. Okay. What else do we got? And by the way, anytime you have questions, please ask. I don't mind being interrupted. I'd rather stay on the trail that you guys want to go to or stay on. So please ask questions. After web-based activities, we got a little fun thing to do here. So it's time to play. Okay. I'm going to give you 5, maybe 10 seconds to tell me what OTAN means. You've seen it a couple of times, and actually it's on this slide, so maybe that's, come on, somebody type really fast. Who's going to win? What does OTAN mean? Outreach and Technical Assistance Network. Very good. Now, for those of you that, everyone stop typing. Because Kristen, yeah, you won. The prize? Well, you betcha. We'll decide what that's going to be later. But OTAN, if you do a search for OTAN on Google or on Yahoo or Bing, you're also going to get something called NATO, because the acronym OTAN in Europe is stands for NATO. It's Organisation des Traités something national, something like that. I can't remember the French, but that's the acronym that we use here in California. Does anybody know what OER STEM is? Now, this is a term or an acronym that you might have heard in adult education. Anybody? I'm going to wait for someone to start typing. Penny, you're not allowed to type. And Bronca, you either. Oh, and Blair, if you're in here, you're not allowed to type either. Yeah, I know you do, Penny. Open educational resources. Well, you almost got it, Kathy. You're missing part of it. It's OER STEM. Going once, going twice, and boom. OER STEM is open educational resources. So you got part of it, but then the STEM part is science, technology, engineering, and math. And then we've got Mooc. Anybody know what a Mooc is? Now, I'm asking you these questions because adult education is full of acronyms. We're full of acronyms. So a long time ago, we had a new database programmer come into OTAN, and she heard all of these acronyms flying around. She didn't know what they were. Massive open online resource. Very good, Joyce. You weren't allowed to answer either. So, and what about FLIP? Anybody know what a FLIP is? So back to the story. Randy Knudsen, she is now, God, what is she? Well, she's on the team list. She does everything database related for the website. She created this database that we started using because we wanted to know what FLIP was, where a lecture and homework elements of a course are reversed. Okay? So we wanted to know all of this stuff. And the director at the time, her name was Linda West, she saw us using this database. It was just internal, and she said, I want that for the site. So now we have this adult education dictionary. anything you want to know about adult education, or if you hear a term being used or an acronym that you've never heard of before, you come here and you type it in, and you're more than likely going to have it show up. Now, if it doesn't show up, because I just used one this morning, WIPPEA. Does anybody know what WIPPEA is? WIPPEA? Going once, going twice. Bronca, Penny, Blair, and Joyce, you're not allowed to answer. Get that going. Thomas is typing. Oh, WIPPEA. It's not in the Adult Education Dictionary yet, but it will be tomorrow. Because if you hear of an acronym that isn't in this database yet that is related to adult education, we will add it. And I see some people typing. That's why I kind of stopped. I don't know if anybody knows what WIPPEA is. Lesson process steps. Yeah, yes, exactly. Warm up, introduction, practice, blah, 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 blah. And it's all of it. So I'm gonna click on this reference here. I just want you to see this in action. I'm gonna use something probably most of you know, like AXA. If you don't know what that is, though, you could type it into the keyword and hit search, and then we have the Association of California School for Administrators. Okay, and if you click on the link that's provided to you, it gives you more information. It tells you there's other related searches, and it will give you a website if the acronym pertains to a website. So again, if you've heard of an acronym that you've never heard of before and you need to know what it is, type it in as a keyword. Or if you need to know, gosh, there was this professional government organizations, and I want to see all of the acronyms that are used by them. Here we go. Or not the acronyms, but actually some of the acronyms and the definitions for them. So here we have the Adult Education Office, California Department of Education, AEO. Here's the definition of it. We get the full definition here, and then the source. Okay, so you can also use this as a research tool for a paper, I guess. Okay, any questions so far? We're just flying through here. Here we go. Lesson Plan Builder, and they are in WIPPEA format. That's why I used the dictionary earlier, because I wanted to know if I use this term, would you be able to find it within the dictionary? And not yet, but you will tomorrow. Okay, so Lesson Plan Builder. You guys don't build lesson plans, do you? Nobody does that anymore, do you? Sure you do. We have a lesson plan builder in the OTAN site, and you have to be a member. So Thomas, it'd be a good time to figure out if you're a member or not. And I know I'm picking on you, but your name keeps coming up. So to find out if you're a member, there's going to be a slide at the end that's going to tell you how to contact OTAN, but you would contact OTAN, and we can look you up. We can find out whether or not you are a member, direct you to the area or the page where you can become a member, or give you your the email address that you registered with. So a lot of people change their email addresses. They think they're mholt@scoe.net, and no, you're mholt@ otan.us when you first signed up. So we can look that up for you. I'm going to go ahead and go to the Lesson Plan Builder, and I actually do have a lesson plan. So I'm going to look at mine, email etiquette. If I didn't have any, I would be prompted to create one. From here, you can look at, and you can actually edit the lesson plan that you create. After you go through the whole process of creating the lesson plan, you just save and continue until you go through all of these, the WIPPEA, the lesson plan format, and then you would print the lesson plan. When you do that, you get a PDF of your lesson plan. So if your administrator wants to see your lesson plan, here it is. All you have to do is print it out. Do you have to be a member to get this? Yes. What does membership cost? Anybody? You get a prize. It's free! That's right. This is a new version. This is a new version. Yes. So it's updated. And I'm going to, so boy, I think it was last year it got updated. I'm going to leave that to one of the other OTAN trainers who are in the room, Blair, Bronca, Penny, if you know when the update took place. And it looks like Bronca is typing. This past spring. Ooh, Ryan, okay, your lessons might not have been converted over. So I know Bronca had a bunch and some of them weren't. So that might not still be there. And there you go. Ryan, send Bronca an email. She'll find out for you. OTAN is nothing if not helpful. If you have a problem, we're gonna figure out the answer for you. Okay. And I see some people typing, so I'm gonna. Do you have to enter the CASAS and scan competencies? No, you don't have to enter anything you don't want. They are there for your use. If you're going to be turning this in to someone who wants a scans competency, then yeah, you should add those. It's not that hard to do, but again, it's totally up to you. You're not required. It actually lets you skip part of these steps. So if you just want your title of your lesson up at the top of the lesson plan, and that's all you're going to get when you print, okay? Is there a link on OTAN? To get to the lesson plan builder, on the PDF that I'm going to be giving to everybody at the end of this, or it's actually in the file share pod, there's a PDF with the path that you would follow on the OTAN site. So right here you see teaching tools and resources, and then there's a little slash lesson plan builder. So if we went to the OTAN site, this is the OTAN homepage, and we follow the path that is on the handout, you see teaching tools and resources, and within that we see lesson plan builder. Now there is a little lock on it, so that means you have to have a membership. Membership is free, no problem. I click, and since I'm already signed in, I see it. Is there a link on OTAN to CASAS? That's a very good question. So there is, but I'm not exactly sure where it is, so I'm going to use a keyword search way up at the top here where it says go. I'm going to type CASAS. I'm going to hit enter, and here's CASAS. And there you go. So back in the day, and I've been with OTAN for a long time, we used to call OTAN the one-stop shop for adult educators. Anything you want to know about adult education is probably going to be on the OTAN site or in the OTAN site. Because there is so much information, this little area right here, this search by keyword, has been invaluable for me. I use that more than anything now to find things on the OTAN website if they're not at one of these top levels of the site. So, are we good? I see Penny's answering a question, so I'm going to let that go. I'm going to close some of these tabs here so I'm not so tab tight. Okay. Do we have any questions about the lesson plan builder? And I see Penny's answering a question, so I'm going to... Any new questions? And I'll give you a 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Okay, looks like we're good. Online courses. Woohoo! We OTAN has a Moodle. If you don't know what a Moodle is, look it up in the Adult Education Dictionary. It's actually a big place where it's an LMS. It's a learning management system, and you can have courses on a Moodle. And we have a bunch of courses that are available that we basically give you a course shell. Now right now, and I'm going to stick my neck out here because I didn't confirm beforehand, but right now the course shells that are available are for WIOA funded agencies, but I believe that now if you are an adult education agency and you're part of a consortium, that you can also have one of these course shells. A course shell is basically, it's got all the information in it that you need. You just need to go in and brand it with your name as the teacher and maybe putting, the dates due. You need to give that course number to your students so they can sign up for it, that type of thing. If you don't like the course shelves that are available, you can also create your own. We have a lot of sites. I'm going to go ahead and click on the link, adultedcourses.org. It's actually called California Adult Education Courses. And OTAN has developed courses, and there's other shared courses, but you see all of these adult schools also have their own course shelves or their courses on the OTAN Moodle. Blair Roy is currently our technical support person, project specialist guru on all things Moodle. So if you have any questions about that or about the adult ed courses, and I think I can type in here, you would send your questions to broy@otan.us, and there we go. So Blair, I'm kicking you out there, giving your information out. So lots of good information here, and there are also courses there where you, as a teacher, you can go in and learn something. So it's not just about your students, it's also about you. And Blair says she would love to hear from new Moodlers. Moodle is actually a very robust learning management system, and it's being used a lot. Do we have any questions so far? Don't see anybody typing. Okay. Communication, that's part of our mission, is to get information out to adult educators. Right now, all of the most of the information is digital. We do have a newsletter that goes out 3 times yearly that if you want, we will send you a print one, but everything else is sent via email or it's on the site. So we've got, and all the news, all the information, everything on it's related to adult education. You're not going to get news about, the puppy that was found in the hole, oh, and we saved, oh. No, it's going to be about adult education, new funding that's available, or maybe funding's being cut, or maybe some legislative something is happening that is going to affect adult education. So all of that is going to be in the news on the homepage, or it'll be in one of these digests that are sent to you. And again, to get that, you have to be a member, and you would select the information that you want sent to you. If you find that you're getting sent too much, you go back to your preferences and you deselect something. Let's say you have the administrator digest, you don't want that anymore, you can deselect it. So you choose how much information you get. We also have social media links where you can network with people in real time. We use this a lot when we're at conferences, and we'll start tweeting out information about what's happening at the Q conference, computer using educators, or the COAID conference, and you'll get all this information and pictures and everything. So it's like you're really at the conference, almost. We have a Facebook page, same idea, where you can go in and post things, or you can find out what other people are doing within adult education. We have a LinkedIn, and we have a YouTube channel. So on the YouTube channel, there are a lot of videos there that show people how to use technology within their classroom. I highly recommend you go there. It's if you don't look for OTAN, when you go to YouTube, look for Outreach and Technical Assistance Network, or you could use our nickname on the YouTube. It's called OTAN space Techie. So if you look for that entity, let me type that in real quick. That should show up as a channel for you. The OTAN channel should show up, I should say, using that nickname. So again, searching for OTAN is not the best way to search, because you're going to get NATO coming up every once in a while. And we're not NATO. We used to get NATO mail way back in the day. Student Succeeds. This is another, it's a great site, but it's also a communication tool, because you can show other people, you can show your legislators, you can show your superintendents, you can show people what adult education can do for students. And that's what Student Succeeds is about. So I'm going to click on this link. These students have done something above and beyond. After they left an adult education site, they let me click on students here. Here we go, Yolanda Costa. So this student went to Baldwin and Community Park Education. So after receiving her GED, Yolanda began working at Baldwin Park Education, or adult school, continued improving her skills throughout her 20 years at the school. She actually works at the school now and does volunteer work. There's a legislator that we did last year. Oh boy, can't remember her name. Blair, can you help me out here? Was her name Veronica? Sorry, she was a legislator. Jeremy was the last one we said. I remember Jeremy. Patty Lopez, there we go. So Patty Lopez, let me find the L's. Here we go. There's actually a video, and I can't play the video for you because it's within the browser, and I didn't download it so that I could upload it into the Adobe Connect. But here's somebody who started who migrated from Mexico, didn't go to school, finally did start going to school in her 20s, and is now, or was, a legislator. She's an assemblywoman. Unfortunately, right after this story was posted, the election happened, and she didn't win, from what I understand. But you know, she was helping her community out, and she was very involved in adult education as an assemblywoman. So there's lots of successful stories here. So use this, show people what the students can do. You can go into program areas if you're specific to citizenship, or you want to show what career tech students have done. We split this up so that you can get the exact stories that you need, so that you can show them, so that we get the word out. Adult education is important, especially in California. So anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox. So use this, please. You can also nominate students. So if you have a student that you know went on to become a furniture salesman, or owns his own furniture store, there was somebody that matched that criteria, you could nominate them. First name, last name, I mean, just give us some information. And we do have a rubric that we use to go over these nominations. And Blair is actually in charge of this, so that's why she's typing what you need to do. And Joyce Hingston's piping in too. Legislators love hearing what students who beat the odds and succeed. Yes. And here's the scoring rubric. That's where I got off. That we use. Okay. There are, I believe, 2 videos a year that are done. And the students that are chosen for videos actually are also invited to go to the AXA conference and given lunch and room and board, I think, for those 2 days or 1 day, whatever it takes. So Blair's typing again, probably to correct me. 1 day travel. Okay, so they're allowed 1 day travel. So, but they do go to the conference. They are honored there. Their video is played. So it's a great honor for these students as well. And currently we are only doing WIOA funded sites. So if you're not WIOA funded, probably can't use that one. But if you're a WIOA funded site and you have a student in mind, please nominate them. All right. Any questions so far? Because we're about to get into the training. This is my favorite part. And I see you typing. Oh, N. Okay, N, no. Okay, so training. OTAN provides training. We provide face-to-face and online training, and it's free. Let me repeat that. Face-to-face and online training, and they are free. We will come to your site, and our face-to-face workshops are generally about 3 hours long. They are hands-on models workshops. So we go in and we will teach you a topic related to technology or using technology in your classroom, and they're hands-on and they're free. We have a list of trainings on the site. If you go to, and it's actually, I'm going to take you through the actual path that you have to go. If you go to the OTAN site, this is the home page. If you go down, scroll down a little bit, you'll see About Training, the online workshops, the face-to-face workshops. If you go to About OTAN Training, though, that's the top. You get all this information about the requirements. Okay, and then if you go to face-to-face, you get to see a long list of all the different kinds of trainings that OTAN provides. Here's the Open Educational Resources. That's Penny. She'll come and teach you all she knows about OERs. Social Media for Education. Bronco will come and teach you everything you need to know about setting up a Facebook page for your adult school. Why would you want that? Because it gets the word out. Because you can post all kinds of information there. Internet resources for adult teachers, a bunch of us do that one. Google, I do a bunch of Google workshops. Blair's getting into Chromebooks. And that's mine too, but but she does that as well. And Moodle. Blair's a Moodle person, so she'll come and she'll teach your site how to create classes, how to create courses within Moodle. So lots of different workshops here. There are also, again, online workshops. Oh, by the way, we bring the workshop materials. You don't have to pay for travel. You don't have to pay for anything. We do ask that you have a lab or a computer on wheels, what we call cows. Look that up in the acronym database. That there's at least one device for every person that attends. We do require that at least 10 people are registered for that workshop. And after that, if you've got 30 computers and you want 30 people in your workshop, we'll do that for you. Okay, we just need to talk to you about it. If you're doing a social media workshop, we want to make sure that the social media that you want to cover is actually open on your network. So if you're doing a Facebook, or if you want a Facebook, we need to make sure Facebook's open. If you're going to do a Google workshop, we need to make sure Google's open. If you're going to do some of the OER stems that Penny does or Moodle, then we need to make sure that Moodle's going to be open, or Penny will send you a list of some sites that need to be open. So other than that, there really aren't any other requirements. There's just a device per person, and that we have at least 10 people. Any questions? We also have online workshops, just like this one. OTAN has a connect room where we go and we come to the room and we give a workshop on all kinds of different topics. The online workshops are only an hour, so you get a quick bite of something, and some of these workshops are doubled as face-to-face. So you could come to an online workshop, perhaps, see something that you like, and oh, digital badges, yeah, that'd be really cool. I want to have that at our site because we're going to start doing that. You call us, we'll make a face-to-face workshop for you. As far as the workshops, because we are partnered, because OTAN is part of the partnership with AEBG TAP, we can also do workshops through AEBG TAP now. We just need to know if you're going to be at a WIOA site or a consortium site. So you can consort, you can contact AEBG TAP if you're not a WIOA funded site, or you can contact OTAN if you are a WIOA site, or it really doesn't matter. We'll be able to filter you to whoever you need to talk to. Okay? Oh, we already talked about that, the online courses. So we don't need. So do we have any other questions? Because we're about to hit some other OTAN-ly stuff really quick here, which will run us out of time. Okay. Technology and Distance Learning Symposium, March 9th and 10th. We are at Napa Valley Adult Education. Right now we are talking about allowing more than just WIOA funded participants to come. It's for a nominal fee. I think we're up to, I think it's between $30 and $50. I'm not sure right now, but it's a 2-day conference basically where you learn how to implement tech into your program or your classroom or all the new and fun techie tools that people are using. It's a really good symposium. We've gotten lots of positive feedback for it, and we've been doing it for quite a number of years now. We also have a Digital Leadership Academy, DLAC. You have to be WIOA funded right now in order to participate. Your program is chosen based on an application process, but we teach programs how to collaborate and how to work together and how to get technology into their program. This is one of Branka and Penny's babies here. So if you want, oops, let me go back. If you want any more information about DLAC, you would contact Penny Pearson or Branka Marchetta. California Adult Education Online Application and Reporting. If you are a WIOA-funded site, you know about the green site, where you have to go in and input course approvals or WIOA grant funding or technology and distance learning plan. If you're not WIOA-funded, you might still want to check this out, because right here, there are all of that information that people are inputting, we're keeping it, and we're showing it to the world. So here are some teacher skills assessments. So here you get an idea of skill levels that adult education teachers have given themselves. There's also, even better, a student self-assessment. This is really cool. I enjoy looking at this every once in a while, just to get an idea. So if you're trying to get your superintendent to see that, yes, students are using technology, that's why we need internet in the classroom. See, we have all of these students, and this, well, yeah, how do you know they're using it? You could come here to these assessments on the OTAN site, and I'll show you how to get here in a minute. But you can use this data. We've actually had the feds, what is it, Octave, or is it OVE now? OVE, Octave, one of them has asked us where this information came from and can they use it, and certainly, you betcha. So you can see by class level or by class or level. So lots of good information here. And to get to this, you know, remember I said the green site. If you get onto the OTAN webpage and you go to the online application, this is the green site, right? And way down at the bottom are going to be the assessments that you can look at somewhere. It's on here somewhere. Or better yet, just use the PDF and you can use the link within the PDF. It'll go here as well. Okay? I'm about running out of time, which is good because I'm about running out of slides. Folks, this has been a really quick, we went over a lot of information, but this has been really just snippets of OTAN. You can get so much more information on the site. And if you have any questions about adult education in any shape, way, or form, contact OTAN. support@otan.us. Just send us an email. The person or persons that monitor that box will be able to filter it to the people that will be able to answer your question, and you will get an answer. We don't throw things in the trash because we don't want to answer them. Okay, you're going to get an answer. If you have any questions about training, if you have any questions about the Moodle, if you have any questions about anything adult education related, please let us know. All you got to do is send an email. And Branka's referring that what she just texted was in reference to the what I showed you here. Whoops. Oh, that was good. Love that when that happens. We're going to go back to present. And she was referring to these self-assessments. There we go. Okay, I'm going to come back into the room so I can see the chat better. There we go. So I'm back in the room with you. In the lower left-hand corner, you're going to see where it says PowerPoint presentation. It's actually a PDF. You can click on that file name, OTAN Resources, PDF2, and when you do that, you'll be able, or you will enable a download file button. So I'll give you a little time to do that if you want to download this presentation. Go to the OTAN site, look for more online presentations. We may or may not be doing more through EBG TAP. I don't know that any are scheduled at this time. I don't think so, but there could be in the future, so check back with AEBG TAP as well. And I think I'm about done. I think I'm going to let Veronica take over from here. Yeah? Yeah.
Okay, I am back. Thank you everyone for joining us today for this webinar. Like I stated before, if there are any support requests needed, please contact AEBG tab by going to the website and clicking on the support request button, as well as emailing us at tap@aebg.org or calling us on our 800 number. That's 888-TAP-AEBG. Once we close this meeting, you will receive an evaluation. Please fill out this evaluation. It gives us information to provide more technical assistance and professional development opportunities, as well as give us general feedback about this session. Thank you very much, Melinda, for this presentation, and I hope everyone have a great day.
Thanks everybody for coming. And like I chatted, I hope you learned at least one new thing. Anna, on the boot camp, contact support at otan.us.